Hello, you're watching this as a YouTube presentation and not, as was originally planned, a Zoom supporters meeting on Friday 11th of September. We had planned to use Zoom to join all our forces worldwide, but in our naivety we did not realise this programme would be a target for internet hackers. Ron Prosser, the founder of HHI, had only begun his welcome when our screens were overtaken by an unsavoury transmission, and so the live Zoom meeting was abandoned. Each of the contributors to the programme recorded their item, and this is Ian Park's report from Strathaven, describing how people in the town became supporters of HHI and how the Strathaven Friends of HHI started. Because we expected a number of Zoom viewers would know little about Strathaven, a couple of shots of the town were shown. This is the view of the church Ron Prosser worshipped in as a young man. It was called the Rankin Church, but after the union with the East Church, it's now known as the Trinity Church. In 2007, Strathaven Scouts celebrated their centenary, and Kings and Queens Scouts were invited to a Holyrood garden party. The local Scouts had not seen Ron for half a century, or had never met him, but a friendship quickly developed. Ron's plane back to Wales did not depart until later in the evening, so we shared a meal. And interested to know about Ron's life since he left Strathaven, we were overcome by this man's passion to help others less fortunate than himself. So much so that we decided to help Ron's charity. Essentially because we have friendship with Ron, and the fact that no funds raised or diverted. All donations benefit the groups HHI supported in India and Zambia. I'm sure few of us realised how important this meeting would be for HHI and the town of Strathaven. The first effort to raise funds for HHI was in 2007, when Explorer Scouts took part in the Run with the Wind event in Strathaven. The group shown raised £500 for the charity. The next event Strathaven Scouts joined HHI in was a trip of Explorer Scouts who went to Zambia in 2008, where the Scouts built and erected a water tower. In 2011, the next group of Explorer Scouts, with the help of Alistair Ogilvie and Mike Woodcock, both experienced handymen, built a hammer mill. By this time, Strathaven supporters had formed a committee to organise and coordinate our efforts. Duke Williams joined this meeting. Short of a treasurer, Marjorie Menzies, seen here on the left, was recruited. The picture was taken at a silent auction in aid of HHI. This shot gives an idea of some of the charity events SFHHI have organised, some more successful than others. A coffee afternoon in a supporter's garden. Bridge drives have been a great success for Strathaven supporters. These shots show some of the venues bridge drives have used. Each bridge drive has raised £1,000 for the charity. Raffles at bridge drives have raised a great deal of money, thanks to the prize providers and the bridge players buying tickets. We've had Scottish evenings, with a nod to Rabbie Burns. These slides show a retired minister giving the address to the haggis. The Round Strathaven 50 is a cycle event of 50 miles around the town of Strathaven, and from very modest beginnings, the event now boasts more than 500 cyclists and 100 volunteers. The idea of the RS50 was to raise funds for scouting in Strathaven, but the original committee decided others should also benefit. Half the cash raised going to scouts and half going to charity. Originally, all the administration was completed by hand on the day of the RS50. Now it's done online before the event takes place. The start of the RS50, and some more shots showing the number of cyclists taking part. In 2014, Alan, Jute's husband, completed the RS50, and as you saw in the previous slide, Jute helped with the administration. The event has become locally known as the Great Cake Run, as many individuals and shops provide home baking and drinks. You can imagine the food required to cater for 500 cyclists. This slide shows the amount the RS50 has donated to HHI over the years. £42,310 to date. Strathaven supporters have helped individuals in Zambia and India. We helped to provide a new home for Omana, whose house was destroyed by gales. Strathaven folk fund tuition groups in India. Supporters were asked to give £1 a month to fund a tuition group. Due to their generosity, we now fully support 3 tuition groups, paying salaries and for teaching equipment. Education being the means out of poverty. A constant revenue for SFHHI is the sale of hand-painted leaf cards, made in India and sold via the internet. The income supports groups of women who produce the cards, from Tom Sutherland's designs. Very delicate work painting designs on these dried paper leaves. A sales table at a coffee morning. These cards can be bought in frames, singly, in 2s, and in 3s. This screen shows 2 of the books Ian Park has written since he retired. One describing in pictures and words all the Scottish Munros, that's mountains higher than 3,000 feet in Scotland. The second book is a biography of HHI's Man of India, Tom Sutherland. All the proceeds of these books go to HHI. This slide shows the websites for HHI and our local website where leaf cards, Ian's books and our latest news can be seen. That's all for now, folks.